All right, Jim, our final question here, and it's kind of cut off, so maybe you could fill in the gaps.
Okay. Now guess the question, ladies and gentlemen.
From the Culture Cornette Facebook group, this was sent in by Shannon Romans. I saw that the Midnight Express had a War Games match at a house show in 1987. My question is, does Jim remember it? And was it a good match? And it appears the cutoff result here is from the Nassau Coliseum.
Yes.
Ron Garvin, Dusty Rhodes, Barry Windham, and the Rock and Roll Express versus the Midnight Express. Big, I assume Bubba, and then
Big Bubba.
It cuts off, so I don't know who the rest of the team was.
And oh God damn it. Well, that was the day before Starrcade 87. That was our debut in the Nassau Coliseum. And Dusty wanted to go in with as big a goddamn match as he could, and it was War Games. And hold on one second, because
I found it. It is Big Bubba, Bobby, Stan, Arn, and Tully.
Oh, goddamn it. Hold on here. I'm trying to reach around the corner and open this cabinet door the wrong way. There's my Midnight Express scrapbook. I will go to that particular place. It was November 25th, 1987, Nassau Coliseum in Nassau, Long Island.
That's right.
What?
That's twice now you've said Nassau Coliseum in a funny way here on the program.
Nassau, I don't know. Nassau, whatever. The gate was $126,000. There was almost 10,000 people. They charged high prices for that because it was the New York market. And as I said, Dusty put his top 10 guys in the War Games match to try to make an impression, because that was our first time in Vince's backyard. So Dusty, Garvin, Windham, and the Rock and Roll against the Midnight Bubba, Tully, and Arn. And obviously the baby faces went over. And, again, every time we went, I remember the first time in Los Angeles at the Forum, 10,000 people, $100,000 house. But when we went out of our comfort zone, our being Crockett, the Carolinas, Virginia, the Southeast, the Midwest, Chicago, Philly, Baltimore, sticking in that area, we were competitive on an ongoing basis. But because of the lack of local television, really strong, highly viewed local syndicated TV to back up the cable, we went to Boston or to New York or to Los Angeles or Seattle. I think the first time we were in Seattle, we did $100,000, but we couldn't keep it. That was the problems with trying to expand into a lot of these markets. And it was the same thing for Vince. He couldn't draw in Greensboro or Dallas or Memphis. But it seemed like that we were trying to go into more unfamiliar territory than he was. But anyway, that was the War Games. And then the next day was Chicago, Starrcade 87. And it was a sellout. And we did $180,000 there. So that was $300,000 in 2 days at Thanksgiving time that Crockett grossed. But that ended up being a fucking bad thing, because Starrcade 87 was blocked off of all the pay-per-view systems because of Vince's threat. So he grossed $300,000 at the houses, but because of the cost of the Nassau Coliseum and because of being fucked by Vince on pay-per-view, he ended up, it was a disastrous weekend. And me and Bobby and Stan made $10,765 apiece for Starrcade, and I think another $1,000 or $1,500 apiece for the Nassau Coliseum show. So, we were just thrilled with the check, but we're like, why are we doing Starrcade in Chicago in front of $180,000 sellout when it was drawing $300 and something thousand in Greensboro because it was a bigger building? And why are we going to fucking New York to do $126,000 when we do almost that in Charlotte? And it's a more expensive building, and everybody's got to fly. So, these things happen. You see what I mean, Brian?